name is Scola. I live in Springs, and we've been there since 2012, so 9 years.
So my name's Scola. I live in Springs for a living. I sell fish that my husband catches.
We're at the farmers market in East Hampton Village. We have a stand here and a stand at the Springs Market and Sag Harbor Market as well.
The fish markets in the city closed down. The restaurants were all closed down.
So for about a week, maybe even less than a week, there was a bit of panic. We called the mortgage company, put our mortgage on hold so we could hold on to whatever cash we had because we weren't sure where the next check was going to come from. And then one day I was walking my dog, and my neighborhood in Springs, I live in the Clearwater section. It's usually very, very quiet, especially in March. And houses that I'd never seen a person at ever, the driveways were full. And then I started seeing some of my customers from the Springs Farmers Market driving by or walking their dogs, and we'd speak at a distance. And I realized, I said, shit, all my customers are here. I says, we can get rid of this stuff. We got an opportunity here. We'd already been doing farmers markets for about 5 years. And so we had a list of clientele, we had their email addresses, so we decided pretty quickly to start delivering seafood door to door.
And we decided to put it on Nextdoor, the app. It's a local app where people in the neighborhood can, log on and get information about what's going on. We couldn't believe the response that we got. People were looking to support us, people that were customers before, and also new customers that were nervous about going out, that didn't want to put themselves in grocery stores, that didn't feel safe. So we placed the ad, we took the orders, and we ended up doing over 90 deliveries in the first day. The best part of that was giving us something to do, giving us something to take our mind off the reality of what was going on, And I got to spend time with my husband, which is rare. It was him and I in the pickup truck bouncing along the roads. It was fun. It was like a date.
I'm friendly with both some village police and town police, and they all told me to a man that they were instructed not to pull people over or stop anybody unless you were doing something dangerous. So I don't think I went less than 60 pretty much anywhere I went unless I was on like a real back road. So we could do 100 deliveries in a few hours. And then pretty much every evening where I live, we have a homeowners association beach, private beach. So we drive the car up there, and we'd sit in the car and watch the sunset and have a few drinks, and that turned into like 6 cars all stacked next to each other. And we sat in the cars and we had fun. We had a good time. Not to minimize people's losses and things like that, but that's how it was. Initially, I loved it because we were making money. Come winter time, it became a drag. Things like, my favorite thing to do in the winter is run my dogs on the trails in the woods. And normally I could, I might run across another person maybe once a week. And now you can't go 100 yards, and I see things in the paper and on social media about people who are now walking in the woods, and they say, oh, we have to ban hunting, and you shouldn't have your dog off a leash, and you shouldn't do this, and you should be able to do that. And these are all the things that I know people like me came out here for. You had that freedom, and I never understood the mentality of people who show up somewhere and then try to change it to the place they just came from. The place you came from sucked. That's why you came here. Why are you trying to make it that way? It never makes sense to me. The other thing is, this is the end for really any local people to be able to buy a home or do anything. That's never going to happen now, unless you have some really unique circumstances, Luckily, we got in at the right time, which is, 2012. You do miss the breathing room we used to have. And I've actually had customers who've moved here since, and they've said to me, you must feel a little bit invaded, which I thought showed a lot of self-awareness.
That would be a customer who couldn't leave the house because she had cancer and was undergoing treatment. And we got a beautiful email and a thank you card from her that, what she did, how she felt and what we were doing for her meant the world to her. So that was something that gave us, that, we're doing something. It gave us that feeling that we were contributing.
Changed.
He's like amazing. He's like, we vibe really well.
Everything's changed.
So I'm really into him.
Everything about the way we live has changed. Maybe some things for the better.
So that happened, but I felt bad.
Maybe.
I know,
we'll see.
I was like,
Other things definitely for the worse.
Like Pimp Daddy, and like, he has it all going.
I think anything regarding personal freedom.
I'm
is at stake right now. Personal choice. It's a lot of groupthink now, which I don't know. To me, that's not the American way at all. We're supposed to be about individual liberty and things like that. And I believe in that strongly. And it doesn't seem to be the way a lot of people are thinking right now. I'm not interested in having Big Brother telling me what to do. So that's why I'm a fisherman. That's why I do these things, because we don't function in that sort of world anyway.
Shitstorm. Utter shitstorm. Yeah. 100%. You didn't know where it was coming, where it was going. Being on a roller coaster in a shitstorm. That's it. That's the one.